Okay, hi there. This is Gordon, and I'm running a little solo this morning, but Allison is here. She is in the chat, and so good morning. Hi there. Welcome to Let's Go Travel Tips, and this is our special live charity event that we are working with. It's a CRUISE-A-THON. We are working with Shaun and oh, I never remember his wife's name. I apologize profusely for that. But the Down Under Cruisers, Shaun and Ilana, there we go. And the Down Under Cruisers and their charity, which is called Helping Hands for Cruising. So I'd like to welcome Paul Haley and John Mullen. Thank you. Good morning. I know it's early for some. For Shaun, it's late. So we're happy to have you here with us today. Excuse me. A little bit of a morning voice here going. So we'd just like to welcome everybody, and it's just so delightful to have you all here. It's just a beautiful day here. I'm sorry, I got to do some switching around here. I'm going to close this window. And now I'm here, and we have, oh my, we're getting more people coming in.
Mention why I'm not here.
So as you may have heard with our live that we normally do on Monday earlier this week, Allison is not here at home. She is in a different area, and she is visiting our children. She's in a warmer climate, and I'm here. That's why I'm cold in my sweatshirt. Let's see, make sure my connection, I'm gonna just, there we go. Okay, that's working. So she is visiting grandchildren, and we are happy to let her do that. When we first talked to the Down Under Cruisers and they asked us to do this, we didn't know that we were going to be having her visiting grandchildren. And so
They just sneezed me.
so it's just Allison's down there visiting, and excuse me.
Do you see the starting figure for our
Yes,
session is
I
$1,382.86?
Yep. And so as you can see in our chat, Allison just reminded me to let you all know. So the starting figure is at 1382?
Yes.
Wow. So overnight you guys have gotten another $1,000, because when I went to bed, we were just around $400. So this is exciting. That is so exciting. I'm going to make a comment here, and I probably will try to pin it. So this is, there we go. This is the donation location through PayPal. So I just put a link in. It's in the description below as well. And let me also, gonna make here, let's see, let me pin this to the top. So that message is now pinned to the top. And I'm also going to turn on the QR code. So if you've got your phone and you can hold it up to the screen, you can get the QR code there. And once you do that, it will take you to the location for making a donation for the cruisers. I'm sorry, my brain is still getting there. Helping Hands for Cruising. So we are just happy to have you here. We are happy to be helping out. This is just a wonderful thing. We have, Kenny's here. Kenny, I watched you before I went to bed. I hope you had a good evening. What a wonderful thing. And I watched your video the other day of you making that climb. Wow, what a man you are. So excited to have you along with us. This is just a wonderful thing. We are so excited to be able to help out. And so before we, okay, again, I'm trying to get my brain going here. Lots of things going on this week in cruising. And so we'd like to remind everybody that if you have not subscribed to our channel, in order to know what's going on, this is a very fluid and very dynamic environment right now with cruising. There are so many different things going on. Robin, so good to have you join us. Allison has already noted you there. Just so many things that are going on in cruising. You're going to want to subscribe so that you will be able to have an up-to-date, just be up-to-date for knowing what's going on. I apologize again that Allison isn't here. I know she's the better half of this. But you get to look at me. Sorry. And you will be able to know that things will improve on the next live because she'll be back, and we're so excited for that. Just some interesting things. One of the neatest things I saw going on this week as I was navigating on the Princess website was to find that link. So any of you who are using the Medallion app and are having a little bit of a struggle with it on your personal device, apparently the programmers decided to take a slightly different tack, and they've added in a web-based version of the Medallion app. And so I got into that and I took a look at it, and it allows you to do the travel ready portion of the Medallion app. It doesn't do the food thing. It doesn't do any of the excursions, or it doesn't do journey view, doesn't show you what's going on there. But some of the biggest struggles that people seem to have is as they get into the Medallion app and do the travel ready and trying to get green laned, is getting their documentation done, put in their passport number and put in a picture and so on. So this allows you to do that with sitting at a computer, be it your laptop or your desktop or whatever. So just thought that was a wonderful thing. I would recommend that if you have any struggles, even if you don't, it's just sometimes so much easier just to sit down at your desk and not have to squint to your device and get it up on a full screen and so on. So Shaun is telling me from the Down Under Cruisers that Australian cruising has been pushed back to the 15th of April. And I've seen some of those discussions, and I just don't quite understand. It's just hopefully that this will be able to. He says the discussions are continuing, so hopefully they'll be able to get that figured out. So, Shaun, thank you for the reminder. For everybody to hit the thumbs up. Excuse me. Grab a drink here. But just delighted to have you all here. Got some other talking points that I wanted to talk about. We hit 5,000 subscribers earlier this week. Actually, it was a week ago. And boy, talk about elation on our point. This is something that we've, Allison has talked about this, how much she's wanted to do this and be able to express to or show to the community what it is that we have to offer. And now there's more of you. 5,000 subscribers, and in fact that's gone up just in the past week, another 250. So we're at 5,250 plus, and so excited to have you all along. We're so excited to be able to connect with all of you. As Allison keeps mentioning, the family that is here, this is what we are trying to do. Is we don't know everything. We have some wonderful experiences. I love to travel with my sweetheart, and we like to think that as we do, we learn a lot, and we like to be able to pass along that information. But again, we don't know everything, and so we just want to be able to build this community and build this family of being able to let everybody be a part of it. And you all have rallied just fantastically. We have linked in our Facebook group, and that has just been growing leaps and bounds as well. I seems like every day I'm always approving a couple dozen people to join that Facebook group, and it's now 400 or 500. So this is just starting to really come up to some of the dreams that we actually had, and so dreams and reality are starting to mesh here, and we're really excited for that.
Maybe you can talk about how we are excited for tourism to be able to start up in Australia
Yes, I think they may be
later this month.
they may be able to hear you, sweetheart. So she's reminding me that we are excited. As again, the Down Under cruisers mentioned that at least right now it's been pushed back to April 15th, but we are excited for that. Maybe we can do something about joining Down Under for that. It would be a lot of fun.
But tourism gets to start
Yes.
later in
Is it
February.
the 19th or 21st? That the borders are actually opening and international flyers can come in. I think a lot of that has to do with, well, this is one step. So we're excited for that for you, so that you'll be able to have the beginning of the international travelers coming in. That is a very exciting thing going on. So we were able to find out about that earlier this week. So, excuse me again. Just a reminder, this is again part of the CRUISE-A-THON that is being put on by the Helping Hands for Cruising. And so if you get a minute and can donate to them, that would be wonderful. We'd like to be able to pull that up for them. Shaun is telling me that it's the 21st of February is when the borders are open. Kind of interesting when you talk about Australia and saying the borders are open. Australia is a continent country with no physical border other than the shoreline. So I guess the only way you can get there is to fly or take a boat, because if you're driving, you're already in the country. So I assume that some of the first people that may be trying to get there are those nationals who may have not been able to be home for a while. We've talked to a few of them, and they're excited to be able to go home again. So
See their family.
especially, yes, as Allison mentions, to see their family and get back together. So all right, well, we're happy to have all of you here at this time. I'm going through my notes again here. I've got some talking points, and I've already mentioned a few of those, and my wife is chuckling because she's hearing me. And I heard Shaun say the same thing with the Down Under cruisers and this Helping Hands for Cruising. Again, this is a family, and we're happy to have you all together. So, oh yeah, Shaun's reminding me about state borders. Yeah, Queensland, and you got West Australia and New South Wales. Those are the few I know about. I've had siblings who have spent time in Australia, so I know a little bit about it. So, in fact, my sister lived there about 50 years ago, and I have a little koala that she sent me, and I have it sitting around somewhere. I know exactly where the boomerang is that she sent me, so it's just exciting. Just a reminder about some of the upcoming cruises that Allison and I have got going on. We are excited at this point to plan for our May 2nd cruise. We're going to be going to Alaska. Again, this is a slightly different itinerary than we normally have done. Normally, we just go in and out of Seattle, or from Anchorage to Seattle, or Anchorage to Vancouver, and then we hit Juneau and Skagway and Ketchikan. But
Glacier Bay.
in Glacier Bay, of course. We saw Hubbard Glacier one time. But this itinerary we're really excited about. We have added into that itinerary, we're going to be able to go to Sitka and Icy Strait Point. Is that how you say it, sweetheart?
Yes.
And what was the other glacier? I don't remember. You're going to have to Remind me.
Oh, Endicott.
Endicott Glacier. Okay, so it's a 12-day cruise rather than 7 days, and so we get to see more glaciers, more cities. Sitka, as you may recall, is the original capital when the Russians still retained Alaska, and so we're excited to go check it out. So Shaun is reminding me of all the names of the states of Australia here.
Go ahead and read them.
If you can't see them here, so we've got Victoria and Queensland and Western Australia, the Northern Territory, South Australia, and Tasmania. So
it's a magnificent country.
Yes, it is. In fact, just a lot. I have a lot of good memories again because my siblings. I've got two siblings and a brother-in-law that have spent time there, and so it's near and dear in my heart. I have some wonderful time. I've got a nephew who's also spent time there. So
we need to come sometime.
Yeah, we do. We'd love to get down there, and it's just a beautiful country from what I understand and what I've seen, pictures and video. Just real exciting to get there and see what's going on. Fordman, Kenny, happy to have you here with us. I understand that you're going to be joining the Down Under cruisers on their cruise that they've got scheduled for October 15th. So let me explain a little bit for those of you that don't understand. The Down Under cruisers, like I mentioned, they run this Helping Hands for Cruising, and they're running the CRUISE-A-THON. But what they're trying to do is gather some more funding in order to, they're running a cruise on the Carnival Horizon in October from the 15th to the 23rd, and they're going to go to the Southern Caribbean. And on that cruise, from what I understand, Kenny is going, but they're trying to raise enough funds that anybody who has difficulty basically in their life never be able to cruise. They're trying to raise the funds. Let me switch over here real quick. Let me show you the video that they sent me that might give you a slight view into what's going on here. Let me get to the right one. And so I'm going to be quiet here and let you listen to this. Are you muted?
Oh, yeah, thanks. Sorry.
Okay. Let's get back over here. Here we go. Okay. All right. I'm going to mute this side of it again so I don't hear myself talking because that gets a little confusing in my ear. Let me take that out. So I talked about that upcoming cruise. Let me see what Shaun's telling us. So we're looking forward to setting up a group cruise in December of 2024. And that's sailing out for Christmas and returning to Sydney for New Year's for the fireworks in Sydney. That would be fantastic because I've watched that. You guys always welcome the new year in for the first ones of the year. Excuse me again. That sounds exciting. So I'm sure that would be a great cruise, and it's a great thing to look forward to. So, all right. We also are excited and apologize for anybody that had to cancel their portion of the Love Boat cruise that was to be later this month. I'm sorry for you, but that made it happy for Allison and I because we were not able to to be able to go on the Love Boat cruise here in February, but when they switched it to October, we immediately signed up. So we are so excited for that. That's going to be just a wonderful time. Hopefully the crew will be able to make it this time, and just to be able to
meeting lots of you all.
Yeah, we know that so many of you, our Let's Go family, have also signed up for that cruise, and we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to seeing anybody on any of our cruises. We know that some of you have signed up for the Alaska one, and that's exciting. We love when we've been on our recent cruises and to meet with everybody. Just makes for some very lasting relationships, and just love to meet with you, love to visit with you, hear your stories. You are all such wonderful people. You have so many things that you can help with this community, like we've talked about in this family. Your experiences help everybody else to have such a wonderful experience. This week we've talked about some of the people who have been on the Emerald, and they're docking probably right now in Los Angeles. I mean, I know that they're scheduled to be there at 5 or 6 in the morning. It's 6 in the morning here in Utah, so it's 5:20 there in Los Angeles. So those on the Emerald that have just gone through the Panama Canal from Fort Lauderdale, we'll welcome you to the West Coast. And we know that because of your reports, we were able to report that you all had just a wonderful time. The crew,
we're really excited that it
very
looks
good.
like people can stop in Cartagena on the next on the way back to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, and if you didn't hear Allison just now, right now they are planning to hit Cartagena as they get back. So that's exciting, because they had to miss that as they went through. So we know that some of our Let's Go family is getting off of that ship. In fact, I was talking to a friend of mine at work. Her parents are on that cruise, and they were there for their 50th anniversary, which happened 2 years ago when everything was being canceled. So they were finally able to rebook, and so they were real excited to be able to celebrate their 50th anniversary as they went through the Panama Canal. And so those of our Let's Go family that are going back the other direction this time, bon voyage, and we hope you have a wonderful trip. Just a reminder from the Down Under cruisers, sorry that the Sapphires left your shores. Yeah, we're going to have the Sapphire. It's going to be coming up the coast, won't it, sweetheart? The California coast.
Yes.
So it's going to be
to Mexico and Hawaii.
Oh, okay. So Mexico and Hawaii and the California coast. So don't worry, Shaun. We'll take good care of that ship for you, and we'll send it back when we've got it. Make sure that they're up and running. I'd like to put a special shout out to all the crews, everybody, all the crew members that are on these cruise ships. Every time that we hop on one of these, we have been on 3 cruises since the restart of cruising. We've been to Alaska, as you've seen, and then we did the Mexican Riviera, and both of those were on the Majestic Princess. One was August, and the other was in October of last year. And then last month, we went down to the Caribbean, and we hopped on the Caribbean Princess, and we went to the Western Caribbean. And every crew member we have met is just so excited to be back at work, so excited to be back on board, and just loves, they love their jobs, and they love to meet people and to see the world and to serve us. And so it's just a wonderful thing that we get to meet these crew members from all around the world. A lot of them we recently have been from Mexico, but a lot of them from the Philippines more, and they're coming back on board. We just cannot say enough. We met a couple, not really lovely lady from the Ukraine, just all over Europe. Of course, the cruise director, Kevin, the cruise director, was he Canadian or Australian, sweetheart? I can't remember. But just all these wonderful people that we get to meet, and just happy to have them there and happy to be able to meet with them and get together with them. So we are just a shout out to the crew members that make cruising just a delight for all of us. So Shaun also mentioning, yes, the crew members are amazing. They work hard. They're committed to providing such a wonderful, good service for all of us. So
you could circle back to the Sapphire and just say that we went on her to Norway and how fabulous that was.
oh yeah, I forgot about that. So Shaun mentioned the Sapphire, and Allison just reminded me, and I'm sure you heard her a little bit, that we were on the Sapphire in June and July of 2018. We got to go on a cruise that left out of Southampton, and it was called Cruise for the Land of the Midnight Sun. We left out of Southampton. We went across the North Sea, and went through the fjords of Norway. We just got to have just a wonderful time. Absolutely gorgeous, those fjords, and ended up in Nordkapp, which is the northernmost city in Norway. And my understanding is the northernmost city in all of Europe. And so we were within the Arctic Circle. Just a delightful cruise. The ship was beautiful. They have a little bit about it. They have a covered pool on the Lido deck, and that one is midship. And then mid forward, they have an open pool. And of course, they've got their sanctuary. So forward, there's the retreat pool. And they also have an aft view pool. So I think I tried all four of them. And I was also able to say that I swam in the North Sea. I was in a pool on the ship. Well, the ship was in the North Sea, but so I always like to tease and say that I got to swim in the North Sea. But that was a delightful ship. And I love the open bow on that one. As we were cruising through the fjords after we'd left, I think it was after we left Fjord, it was 10, 11 o'clock at night, and of course, sun is still up, and because we were, like I said, we were there around the time of the summer solstice, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. Watched the moon come up, and the sun was still up, and we just got some beautiful sights as we got to go through there, and just breathtaking. One of the things that we just love to do when we go on cruises is just to get out on deck, sit on our balcony, or just get up on the Lido deck, or on the promenade, and especially on the open bow ships, and just to look at this beautiful earth that has been created for us. It's such a wonderful thing to be able to get out there and listen to the waves as they hit the ship, and listen to the water, and then the rest of the silence that's there, and to see the beautiful fjords, the earth and the sea, and as they combine, we are just in awe every time. One of the movies that we like to watch, I don't remember the name of it right offhand, but we like to, one of the lines in the movie is that he and his wife, they always argue about whether it was magnificent or majestic. And so we kind of like to take that tack now and then and say, is this majestic or is this magnificent? And we have to say usually that it's both. But it's just a delightful thing. We are, for those that don't know, our very first cruise together, Allison and I took, was in 2014. And we hopped on the Golden Princess, or was it the Grand?
It was the Golden.
It was the Golden, out of Seattle, round trip, and we went to Alaska, and we just loved to see the water and just all the things that we were able to see. Let's see what Kenny's here is telling us. Drop links to the next show after yours today, closer to time. So yes, I can add those links in. I think I may have those links somewhere, Kenny, but if not, drop those in. So after our live here this morning, the CRUISE-A-THON continues the rest of this entire day and into tomorrow. And so, in fact, if you look in our description down below, I've included the entire schedule. So, Kenny, you don't need to worry about those. I've already got those in the description. All of those links are there, and everybody is welcome to join in and watch. Again, last night we watched you, Kenny, for a little bit before I had to go to bed. I hope you survived the evening. You did a 5-hour sprint, and what a great man you are. Look forward to hoping to meet you. And then right after you was, I don't remember her name, traveling with special abilities. And again, I don't remember her name, but she was a delight, and I understand that she's coming on again soon. So we are excited to see her going. Some of the ones that we saw last night, just Shaun, you've pulled together an amazing group. These people who are so excited to join you in this Helping Hands for Cruising. Excuse me.
I really think that people who cruise are the best people. They really are.
Yes, very much so. RV on the Wayside, happy to have you here. So excited to have you join us. You were, I watched you a little bit. Donovan, I guess. Okay, there's Lorraine. She's traveling with special abilities. Okay. There you go. Sorry on the shoey, Shaun. I was ready to do that, and I thought, well, I'm going to move my camera so that you can see it better. And when I did, the camera dropped off, and I couldn't get it back. And so, this is the closest I'm going to get today for a shoey. So sorry. And for those of you that don't understand a shoey, I guess you pour your drink into the shoe and you drink it out of the shoe, and so it's a little bit of a challenge. And so, as I understand that some of you, as you did that, you challenged people, and they donated on your behalf. So, Kenny, you're staying up. That's wonderful. And Donovan from RV on the Wayside, so excited for you to be able to join in on the cruise. Can't wait to go with Kenny and all the other channels on the first cruise from the charity. That's great. Michael Ann, spoiled mama. Okay, happy to have you with us, and we look forward. Glad that you're looking forward to meeting Donovan and others on that cruise. So that's exciting for you. You guys, it was just a wonderful thing to watch you last evening as you were doing that. So, and I can hear my wife typing, so you guys are going to get some responses here on these. Again, as I was talking about our first cruise to Alaska, Allison fell in love with cruising on that trip, and it was just a wonderful thing to see as we cruised the Inner Passage and to see a Glacier Bay. It was magnificent and majestic, both. Just a wonderful thing to see that. We just loved it, and we knew before we got off, we did the future cruise. We had to book another cruise, and our next one was to the Baltic, and we just loved it. It was just wonderful to see some of the old country. We stopped in Estonia and St. Petersburg. It was in and out of Copenhagen. That was absolutely beautiful. Oh, cruising on the high seas. How are you doing? Let's see. I think I've got your name here as well. But we're happy to have you with us. Cruising on the high seas. Robert, glad that you are here with us. And Robert's asking, what's the balance, Shaun? So let us know where we're at if we're doing anything. Of course, it is it's early for people. I have to admit. But I think this live, of course, this will come up again, and so this is not a live only portion of it. Anybody who is watching this live on a replay, you are more than welcome to donate at any time. So that's an ongoing thing. We'd love to have you back with us on that. So, and I was telling you about our next cruise that we took, which was in 2016. We went that spring to the Baltic. Michael Ann Spoiled Mama. I am Donovan with Amy. Just a few details to take care of. So yes, he's replying to Donovan. So there's our balance. We are at 1382.86. So we hope that as you are listening to us talk about our cruise experiences, that you will take a minute and add into that. Go ahead and donate. Take a minute. Let me read a little bit about this, and then I'll get back to some of our travels. So this is an ongoing charity that they want to keep going. There are so many people that might never get an opportunity to cruise. So imagine the inspiration one would get by seeing things as they've only dreamed of. And I can relate to that. We think about the cruises that we've been on, and it's just beautiful to be able to see that. And so we want to be able to allow that, to share that. So let's help those in need find a break in their lives and get them on a cruise, so that then for years to come they can have that to look back on. The way that we look back, we just love. RV on the Wayside reminding us, please help support the great charity. We want to help more and more people. It's not a one-time charity event. If you choose a charity to support once each year, consider Helping Hands for Cruising. Such a wonderful thing that you're doing. Shaun's mentioning, keep donating. This is an ongoing event. They have at least one recipient to the cruise on each continent. That's great, Shaun. I didn't realize that. I am so excited for you and what you've been able to do. That's just wonderful. I was thinking last night as I was talking, so we have been posting our latest vlogs for our latest cruise we took to the Caribbean. And in fact, yesterday I posted the one when we were in Costa Maya, and hope that some of you have been able to see that. We had just a delightful day. It's been 3 weeks now, I guess, and it's getting to be kind of a distant thing. But we are happy to share that with you. One of my joys as I edit these vlogs is I get to relive the moment and relive the time that we were there, to relive the relationships that we created, the friendships that we've created as we've met so many of you. And this camera that I'm using right now, this is my GoPro that I'm webcasting to you on this morning. That's the one that I use when I swim underwater. And it was just a lot of fun. If you haven't seen that footage, I saw a stingray, and I got it on video, so that's on there. So look on that vlog, you get to see that. You get to see my beautiful wife, and she took some wonderful footage as she waded out in the water and commented on how warm it was. Not as warm as Cabo had been in October, but it was delightful. It was a wonderful day. And I got some really fun footage of like I said, the stingray and some other fish. You get to see me in my goggles. I was just so excited to be there that I didn't want to take the time to pull off my goggles and make myself look fully presentable. So you get to see me all geared up as I went out there swimming. And this time I didn't bother with a snorkel. It was only, the water was only 4 or 5 feet deep, and so I just catch my breath and go under for another shot and take a bunch of footage, and it was just a lot of fun. And it reminded me of the very first cruise I went on. My dad loved the ocean, And so in the mid-70s, my parents went on a cruise. And they loved it so much that a year later, they took the whole family. And we actually went on a Christmas cruise. And good morning to Terry Murphy. Happy to have you with us this morning.
Hi, Terry.
Allison says hi. If you didn't hear, I'm sure you did. We're so happy to have you here. But so yeah, my parents took us on a Christmas cruise in 1975, if I recall, 75 or 76. And we were on a Norwegian, it was called Norwegian Caribbean Lines at the time, and now they're Norwegian Cruise Lines. But it was NCL. And I think it was the Southward that we were on. It's either the Southward or the Seaward. And I have found some pictures of that ship. And in relation to what we get to go on today, it was a boat. It was a very small ship. I think 1,800, 1,200 passengers, not very many. But I fell in love with cruising on that trip. And we saw some of the same places we did on when Allison and I went just this last month. I got to go to Jamaica and Grand Cayman, which Grand Cayman's not open yet. So be sure to subscribe and we'll let you know when they open. And Cozumel, when we went to Cozumel, when I went with my family as a teenager, we were not able to go over to Playa del Carmen and go over to Playa del Carmen. Thank you, sweetheart, because it was the seas were too rough. But we were able to get off in Cozumel and go around. And then our final day, we went to Nassau in the Bahamas. And that is where I really fell in love with swimming and cruising. Atlantis was not there at the time. Paradise Island was basically an empty island. And I remember walking with my parents as we walked over to some of the coves there. And we had snorkeling gear with us. And I paddled around probably for 2 hours just looking at everything there. And I found a sea urchin shell. And I remember diving down to it. And it was deeper than I thought. And it took me a little bit, but I got it. It's probably long gone, or it's tucked away in some drawer somewhere or a box. But it just opened up my eyes to a new world, and to meet all the delightful people of the islands down there. They were so fun. If you've not been to the Caribbean and haven't met any of the islanders there, they love life. They are such a happy bunch of people. We just love them. And I think we can say that of everywhere we've been. In the Baltic, the people that we've met there, and the people that we've met in Alaska and Norway, and just all the cruises we've been on. All the ships. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
I meant all the people we meet on the ship.
Oh, of course, all of the our fellow passengers. Cruising is it just brings out the best in people. How you get on a ship and everybody's so friendly and nice. We get to we're experiencing the same thing. We had the delight right before cruising shut down, before COVID. We had the delightful opportunity to go to Antarctica. We hopped on a ship, the Coral Princess. There we go. And we hopped on in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And then it was 90 degrees. And we went to Ushuaia, Uruguay, and then over to the Falkland Islands. And it got cooler as we went down.
Montevideo in Uruguay.
Oh, okay. Ushuaia is down in Argentina. Sorry. Montevideo. There we go. And again, everybody we met, just wonderful people. Then we were in the Falklands for a day. We saw our first penguins there, and got some fun pictures there of seeing the penguins. And then on down, we crossed the Drake Passage. It was flat as anything. It was just a delightful trip. And we spent 4 days cruising the Antarctic Peninsula. And we just got to see Charlotte Bay and where else, sweetheart? These wonderful places. There, Argentina has a huge scientific place over on the tip of the peninsula. And for our final day, we went to Deception Island. And Deception Island is a caldera. And so the inlet there is part of the sunken caldera there. And so as we entered, the captain was able to say, we can do it. He checked with the navigator and the currents and the tides, and decided to take the ship into the caldera. And once we were inside of Deception Island, we floated around and cruised around for an hour. Saw a few people standing on the shore waving at us. There's probably, 24 scientists there, and so they were happy to see us. And just a delight. And as we departed and went back out through the channel, out into the open sea, the captain remarked that the Coral Princess, having entered into Deception Island caldera, was the largest passenger ship to have ever done that. And he remarked that we were now Antarctic explorers. And it just the feeling of elation that swept over us of being able to do such a delightful trip was incredible. I'm kind of falling behind on the chat here. Alaska, RV on the wayside. Never occurred to me to go to Alaska. Be good enough for that one. Also cruising. Yes, I understand cruising is a bit like RVing. The people are great community, support each other. I have a brother that he RVs all the time, and he has some wonderful stories, some of the places that he's been around this country. Shaun's mentioning to Donovan, Viking Eclipse is a ship that does excursions to Antarctica. And ours was not it was not
an expedition ship.
Yeah, it was not an expedition ship. We were on a cruise ship, so we did not.
It's on our bucket list.
Yeah, but we'd like to, but we were happy just to at least visit and see it. So, no, not just cruise vessels, not just expedition vessels, but Princess is they continue to plan cruise ships going down to Antarctica. So I would highly recommend it. It was definitely a cruise ship or a bucket list item. Just a delightful trip. And then meeting people in Ushuaia and Puerto Arenas as we came back across the Drake Passage to Cape Horn and the Straits of Magellan. And as we left going up the west coast, we got to go through the Chilean fjords. They rival the Norwegian fjords. Just absolutely magnificent and majestic, both. But just beautiful. I got my wife to chuckle on that one. We spent, 3 or 4 hours on deck as we cruised through and just could not take our eyes off of those. They had 15 hanging glaciers, and as they came down to the water, just a beautiful, beautiful sight. In fact, some of you are aware I have a 360 camera that I've taken a lot of shots with. If you peruse our channel, I've got a 360 view of Charlotte Bay in Antarctica, one of the first videos that I posted. I've got a 360 view of Glacier Bay that I'm finalizing to prep up and post. But I've got a 360 view as we went through seeing those Chilean fjords. And those were pictures that I took with the camera. And what's interesting is those are on Google. And I'll put a link on here to the picture. One of those pictures, it happens to be within the national park, is where we were cruising. and it's one of the top viewed picture. It is the top viewed picture of my set of pictures that I've added into the Google world of pictures there. But apparently, it's gotten tens of thousands of views. So that's.
So lots of people want to see that part of the world.
It is. Many people want to see it, as Allison has said. Just a delightful, beautiful country, and I highly recommend if you get the opportunity to do that. So again, we've been to Alaska now 3 times, and we're planning our 4th. We've only been to the Caribbean once, but we plan to get back there. We've got 2 planned for there right now, and I have to say, though, I think Allison says one of her favorites, of course, is the Mediterranean. She's been there 3 times. I've only been there once. She got to go with our daughter twice. And the Greek islands are absolutely gorgeous. The water there is just beautiful. What's the saying, sweetheart, about the water, the wine-colored water? It's just a beautiful country.
It's extraordinary.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
You know, yes, it's beautiful. The thing is, this entire earth is beautiful. Heavenly Father has provided this earth for us, and we are just delighted to be able to have an opportunity. We are very humbled for the opportunity that we have to see so much of this great earth that has been provided for us. This is not something that we boast. This is a very humbling opportunity for us, and we are just delighted to be able to be out there and share those experiences with you. So,
well, and that Shaun would think to invite us to try to help with this.
Yes, thank you very much.
Everyone must still be in bed. It says only 12 watching, so thank you all who are here.
Yes. I think
hopefully we'll pick up more people watching later.
I think that our recast on this will pick up many of our Let's Go family. Just a reminder for those that have been joining in late, Allison is joined us. She's right here. Okay, so she's here, and she's also been doing the chat. So we're happy to see that. Let me show this. And so we are happy to have all of you join us. And if you're watching on a replay of this, Allison is visiting grandchildren. And so I am solo here in front of the camera, but don't you worry. She has been prompting me just delightfully and politely as she is. And don't worry, she'll be back. You don't have to put up with just me from now on. Okay, this is just a very temporary situation, as she has just a wonderful opportunity to visit with some of our grandchildren. She is having a wonderful time. We'll be back with our normal live, our weekly live on Monday night, and that's let me remind everybody, that's 9 p.m. at Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain, and 6 p.m. Pacific Time. So we will again be back with talking all things cruising. But this special live that I'm doing right now, again, is to remind you, this is part of the CRUISE-A-THON that we are joining the Helping Hands for Cruising. And the Down Under Cruisers, Shaun and Ilana, just happy to have you with us. Again, they've created this charity that we
are honored to help support.
So honored, so happy to help. Thank you, sweetheart. They are just doing a wonderful job, and so excited to know that they will be able to help somebody else as they get to join this delightful world of cruising. So if you have it in your heart, please go ahead. You can see the QR code that we've put up here on the screen. And
just under this video.
Oh yeah, I've got links to join They've got a Facebook group. They've got a YouTube channel. So Down Under Cruisers, they have their own YouTube channel, but they've got a YouTube channel for the Helping Hands for Cruising. And all those people that are joining the CRUISE-A-THON today, Kenny from Ford Man, and then Lorraine from Traveling with Special Abilities. Donovan was on here, RV on the Wayside. I've seen a few of the others. Darian last night, he was a crack up, and Raphael, boy, just you guys are amazing. Kenny, like you said, we love this community. So Kenny's getting back on again later today, aren't you? From what I understand, and I know Lorraine will be back on here shortly. There's Kenny coming up later today. Cruise Junkie, Cruising on the High Seas, J&N Travels. I'm missing a few, but just look down on the links below this video and you'll be able to see everybody who is, and the schedule. Go ahead and click on them, and there's links there for every single one of their videos. And again, if you're not able to get to them live, the links will still be there because their videos will still be there. This YouTube technology is fantastic. In order to put together this kind of an event, this CRUISE-A-THON, where we're able to join in and see everybody. Cruising on the High Seas says we got to make sure that we have some shoeies. So you guys go ahead and do that. This morning, the closest I'm going to get is with my water bottle. I didn't have a shoe down here with me. So Kenny's going to be on at 3 o'clock Eastern time. So he's coming up shortly again. Hopefully he'll get some rest between now and then, because otherwise he's going to be punchy, right? Right, Kenny? I could tell. Just anything that you guys can do to help, go ahead, and we invite you to go ahead and donate to them. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, if you haven't subscribed to any of the channels here, these people, these friends, new friends of ours that we have met online and in person, just so delighted to be part of that same community, and so happy to come along for the ride. So excited to watch and listen and join in on the conversation. So,
Gordon, look, it's Kicking It Country Vlogs in 2 minutes are coming up.
Okay, Kicking It Country, 2 minutes. They're down below. Let's see, Kicking It Country, that would be Scott. So we're looking forward to them. And so shoot on over to his channel next, and you will be able to join in. I'm sure that Shaun will be there, and some of these others that have joined us here this morning. Give us a thumbs up as
Make sure you look at their channels also, even when
yes. Yes. Join in, subscribe to their channels. Help them all the way through. Just wonderful people. Lorraine, I don't think you're on here this morning. I assume you've probably gone to bed, but I hope you get to watch this. It was just a delight to meet you online last night. What a sweet girl you are. And your children that were there with you to support you and love you. Just wonderful here. So
that's great. Do we have a link to put in
the description down below?
Box?
Let's see. For which one?
A link to go. I was thinking
Okay.
if anybody's got a link to go to Kicking It Country Vlogs.
Let me.
People can Google it just to watch that next.
I've got it.
Search,
I don't have it here. It's in
okay.
It's in the description down below. I don't have access to that.
Donate, and then if people want to watch Kicking It Country Vlog,
right,
they can just search for them on
just,
YouTube and grab that.
Well, that next. and again, the link is down below here in the description of the video that you're watching. So
thank you. Sorry I missed that.
Yes, so that's there. Looks like our time is up, so we need to sign off so that you guys can get over to watch them. Sweetheart, do you want to say your line, or you want me to?
You can.
Okay.
Here there.
I will be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. We do love you. I'm not going to blow a kiss, but I will wave. You guys have a wonderful day.